Donald Trump did a rally speech in Atlanta, Georgia, that was so bad that Fox News cut away, that the crowd started filing out while Trump entered the second hour of the speech, and so bad that some Georgia Republicans believe it may have lost the state for them, referring to the speech as batshit crazy, which we will get to a little bit later. First and foremost, Trump glitching more and more frequently, to the point where I get why he's scared to debate Kamala Harris, because very few people watch these stupid rallies outside of the sycophants and analysts who are just curious as to what's going on. But if Trump starts doing this on a national stage against Kamala Harris, it's going to be very bad. Hear Trump unable to say place, unable to say mobs.
Should not stop. She said she was endorsing to fund the place and the police. And she said, violent mobs, let the violent mobs keep going.
Not good. This guy is really not well. Another terrible glitch.
Together we will stop Kamala Harris's nation-wrecking. I'll tell you what, when you see.
And there is that shoulder when the glitch happens and Trump bails out. I'll tell you what. And then it's just happening. That was within minutes of each other. These are happening more and more and more frequently. Trump on electric vehicles, seeming to lose his train of thought altogether.
No, I am for him. I'm for him for a small slice is a slice. But you want to have gas-propelled cars. You want to have hybrids. You want to have every kind of a car.
I'm for him for a small slice is a slice, and you want hybrids. That's not sounding like the green tech that I've been reading so much about. Now, maybe the most depraved moment of this speech was when Donald Trump congratulated not Joe Biden for the prisoner exchange that freed the American prisoners in Russia, but congratulating Vladimir Putin.
No, it's terrible. You know, by the way, I'd like to congratulate Vladimir Putin for having made yet another great deal. Did you see the deal we made? Now, look, we want to get people in. You know, we got 59 hostages. I never paid anything.
Now, by the way, that's a lie. Trump is lying about his own record of hostage exchanges. He has exchanged prisoners for American hostages, did it multiple times while he was president. So obviously you start with a lie, then you start with the gushing about dictators.
He released some of the greatest killers anywhere in the world, some of the most evil killers they got, and we got our people back. But boy, we make some horrible, horrible deals, and it's nice to say we got them back. But does that set a bad precedent, Bert, right? Does that?
Arguably, Trump set the precedent. Arguably, Trump set it when during his presidency, he exchanged prisoners for American hostages. And of course, it's always Putin. What a great deal. Putin's so smart. Putin's so good. They are also, as a sign of how poorly things are going, they have brought back from the dead like they have brought back the war on Christmas. The war on Christmas. That's how you know things aren't going well.
Ready? The two words are Merry Christmas. She doesn't want anybody saying Merry Christmas.
And of course, Kamala Harris has not said she doesn't want anybody saying Merry Christmas. Scary for school children, but exciting for measles and polio. Trump says he will not give a penny to any school with a vaccine mandate.
And I will not give one penny to any school that has a vaccine mandate or a mask mandate.
And of course, every single public school has a list of vaccines that are required if you want to attend. But Mr. Trump, sir, wouldn't that destroy public education? Well, yes, it would. That happens to be a feature of his harebrained idea rather than a bug. Trump continuing the very same sort of apocalyptic musings that we heard from him before Joe Biden became president about Kamala Harris. Everything will be so bad if Kamala Harris becomes president.
If Kamala Harris gets in, the travesty that is taking place at the Paris Olympics will come to America when we host the Los Angeles Olympics. And by the way, which I was president, we happened to get it. I was the president. I also got you a thing called the World Cup, which is coming very soon. I might as well say it myself because nobody else will say it. But I got them both, and you're going to have a lot of fun with it, I hope. Harris is a radical trans activist, and she is the candidate of letting men beat up women in the name of tolerance. But you look at what's happening over in Paris. It will never happen here. I will never let it happen.
So first of all, there's a couple things here. We're going to get to what Trump's talking about because there is an insane disinformation story about a supposedly trans boxer who is not trans at the Paris Olympics that the right-wingers are foaming at the mouth about, just total apoplexy over it. The story Trump's referring to is totally made up. But more importantly, Trump seems to think that if the Olympics are in the United States, he gets to decide who gets to participate in each event rather than the Olympic Committee and the organizers, which is just wild, wild, wild stuff. As is often the case now, the arena was emptying out as Donald Trump was speaking. As you can see here, Trump still speaking. And I mean, large swaths, forget about the mezzanine, which is more than half empty, but even down lower in the loge, you see the arena emptying out there. So that's not going so well. And then this was so haywire that even Fox News decided to cut away, which when you've lost Fox News, you know something's going wrong.
Under these kinds of woke radical left policies, Atlanta is like a killing field, and your governor ought to get off his ass and do something about it.
So the Trump rally underway there in Atlanta. The former president turning to some of his familiar themes on the campaign trail.
To call them familiar themes is pretty funny. So Trump starts attacking other Republicans, by the way, because when he says your governor here in Georgia, he's talking about Republican Brian Kemp, and Fox News cutting away, putting their audience out of their figurative miseries with the Trump rally. So not a good rally, leading to significant concern from Republicans that Trump's losing Georgia for them. But before we get to that, if you think Trump's speech was bad, just wait until you see J.D. Vance's introduction to him. I've been tracking my family tree for a long time now, and the service I've always relied on is MyHeritage, which I started using long before they became a sponsor. Trusted by over 90 million users, MyHeritage makes it easy and fun to build your family tree with a range of powerful genealogy tools at your fingertips. One of my favorite features lets you quickly find new family members and add entire new branches to your tree. It's always a good time to sit down with my family, show them what I found. For example, the other day, I found a scan of an immigration document from when my mother's uncle's aunt arrived at Ellis Island, or this document from the US-Canada border for my relative who was born in 1895. This is remarkable stuff and really interesting artifacts that are part of the puzzle of my family's past. MyHeritage gives you access to over 19 billion records like this, making it easier than ever for you to uncover amazing new pieces of your family's history. You can try MyHeritage completely free for 14 days when you go to davidpakman.com/myheritage. The link is in the description.